So some great news to announce around council tax challenge. So finally the little guy wins something. A bit of background. So we bought a house September last year, and the house apparently had been empty for up to 5 years, which we kind of disputed in the end, because when we bought it, the guy had loads of stuff in that house. So what happened was, after we've completed, we were sent a bill for council tax charge to say that because we bought a house that had been vacant for more than 5 years, we are now liable, according to Medway Council rules, liable for 200% of that council tax. So in effect charging us for 2 years worth, which is roughly around 1,500 quid each year. So you can imagine we weren't best pleased. So we went back, or I went back, backwards and forwards. We got multiple letters, multiple court enforcement letters, and it boiled down to, and I kept on saying, look, take me to court, because ultimately, how can I be asked to pay for something that I didn't even own, first of all? Second, if you are asking landlords or people to buy houses that are not being used and in disrepair, but then they put it back on the market and make it a usable, rentable, livable space, how are you penalizing these people, and what's the rationale for that? Anyway, so 3-4 months went down the line, more letters came, more threatening letters came, more enforcement letters came from Medway Council, and ultimately 2 weeks ago they sent me a letter to go to court, which I posted on all social media, and thank you for all your comments and your words of support. So I said, yeah, fine, let's go to court. And then in that line, in that letter, they were saying, if you are planning to go to court, or if you want to appeal it, use this link to appeal. So I resent all the information that I'd gathered, that the guy had owned this place for almost 20 years, and we had photo evidence of things being in that house, plus also the fact that if you'd owned it that long, why are you asking us, the new people, to pay for this council tax? It doesn't make any sense. Why didn't you ask the guy who owned it for that long to pay? So we sent all the evidence that we gathered, and basically said, yeah, fine, we'll go to court, and I'm happy to appear in front of the judge. Little did I know, and I learned that online from social media, that there is no real court. It is the court of the council itself that you'll end up being. And as it turned out, this appeal must have been seen by one of their people in the council, and decided that we weren't going to let up, and decided that actually the best course is for them to let us basically repeal the actual charge, and sent us a letter, which I'm going to post in this video afterwards, to say that, yeah, we accept your evidence and we are no longer going to proceed, and in fact we're going to honor the 3 months empty house discount, which then basically brings everything down to almost zero. Just goes to show that actually with things like that, with property investment, property management, it is not just buying a house and doing a few bits to it and then becoming a millionaire. There are all the other challenges you have to face. So this is a business. Tenants are our customers, but ultimately also we've got people like the council who are suppliers, and or whoever the trade that we have to work with, and they're not sometimes the most reasonable. They don't want to communicate. I emailed the local Medway Council head councillor as well as the MP, and heard nothing about it. So I guess the moral here is keep fighting, because if you've got the right idea that you're in the right here, how can you be asked to pay for something? And I always said the analogy was, you buy a second-hand car, and then you're being asked to pay and incur a fine for the guy who owned the car before you bought it, which makes no sense. And this also made no sense, to buy a house that had been supposedly vacant for 5 years, owned by the same guy for 20 years, but yet we were being asked to pay for a penalty. So be aware, you will win this. If you are in that same situation, fight back. I think I've learned in this process that you can win this, and actually there is no real court as such, because if you actually went in front of a judge and challenged this, I will think it will be very hard in law to justify how you can ask a new owner to pay for somebody else's debt. Anyway, my name is Azid. As you know, I've been property developing for the last 24 years. I'm heavily, involved today. I'm still buying, still converting, still adding value to properties. Generally, my big strategy in the last kind of 10 years has been buying below market value blocks of flats and creating value out of them, title splitting them, and adding more value than what I paid for, and I'm able to then recycle all of my money out for each of these deals to buy the next deal. If you're interested, I offer two forms of coaching. One is 1 hour one-to-one call, and a 6 weeks one-to-one online delivered, or if you're London based, we can meet up a couple of those times around title splitting and how you can actually grow your wealth very quickly by buying multiple unit freehold blocks, and if you can add 4, 6, 12 unit of properties into your portfolio at each time. So within a blink of an eye, 5 years from now, you can be sitting on a portfolio of 100 units very quickly. So if you're interested, check out my social media, send me a DM, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. I've also got a book, I've got a couple of books called Scale Your Wealth Through Properties and Grow Your Wealth via Title Splitting, both on Amazon. And if you're interested, you can Google or you can Amazon my name, AZIDGUNGAH, and that will bring up both books. So start there if that's what you're looking to do to get into properties. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.